Salut mine comrades and welcome back. Today I wanted to show off a bit of Flotilla. I am joined sort of by my friend Mr. Red, who's just going to be playing his own little thing in the background there. Say hello, Mr. Red.
Hey, what's up everybody? I hate you all with a passion.
I hope that came through. So Flotilla is a space adventure game where you lead a small little fleet across the galaxy. You are dying, and you have to go on an adventure during your last days. Let's see what sort of trouble we can get into. Now, I have played quite a bit of the game. Don't let that beginning fool you where it says I've only done 2 adventures. This is a new computer. So I'm familiar with this event and will decline that offer. It's really annoying. I don't know what the difference between the red and white planets are yet. I'm pretty sure red is a guaranteed battle, where the other ones are maybe there will be a battle. Your blind jump lands you in the middle of a slaver ring. Those slavers lose a shipment of panda bears. You just lost us a sleuth of pandas. Today ain't your day. So they attack us. And we can get into the main allure of this game as soon as I get my camera controls correct. And that is the combat system. Everything takes place in complete 3D space, and you'll throw chunks of explosive metal at each other while maneuvering your ships around. These guys down here, well, the one on the right there is a beam type target. So, as long as we don't get close to him, we'll be fine. The other one, however, is Destroyer like us, and it shoots, I believe, either missiles or torpedoes. I think missiles, with these smaller ones. So we're gonna order our guys to move across the map. First we set up our planar movement, which is horizontal, then vertical. And the trick to this game is exploiting armor weaknesses. Your armor is incredibly powerful against shells and such and other kinetic damage. So as long as you have your orientation correct, which I'll set up manually here to get us to point our top hole towards him, we'll give it a little tweak on the roll. The enemy pretty much can't hurt you as long as you face in their direction. Ships are generally vulnerable in the rear and underneath, so the game's all about positioning your ships so that they outflank the enemy ships and get them from behind and underneath and such and such. So we're going to have that guy go over there. We want to sort of move away from the beam dude, but he's not really that much of a risk, and we're going to send one ship up, one ship down, and then the enemy will get caught in between us, like a 3D pincer movement. Let's see, not him. So, one of the beam weapons, they are very high damaging, and I just realized there's no sound. That is so odd. There's music. And if we get close to one of our guys, we can hear the little rumble of the guns going off. Anyhow, beam weapons do massive amount of damage, but they're generally short-ranged. So, not too much of a danger there as long as we stay away. This guy might get pegged by us. Yep, we've already halfway killed him, and we've successfully outflanked him, I do believe. Yeah. Let's move this guy over here, get him up as much. When we see... Hold on. One thing I will say about this game is weird camera controls. You eventually get used to them, but... There we go. That blue dot is the shadow. You can see that's the effective range of our ship. Even though I've told him to go this far out, he can't make it in this turn. So he's gonna go as far as he can in that direction. I actually don't want him to go that high, so we'll bring the vertical down a bit and shift our, not our yaw, but our pitch so that our armor faces him. And priority on the destroyer because the destroyer can actually hurt us. Didn't mean to do that. There are different like moves that you can mess about with. The attack move is your standard, or to shoot at the enemy. A flank move is really fast, but he doesn't shoot. And then there's focus fire, which is barely any movement at all, but he fires a lot. Priority target, shit, cancel. And menu. Huh, I don't think I can fix that. Oh well, hopefully he doesn't shoot back at us. Alright, I was gonna say, your ships are very competent at leading the target and figuring out where they're gonna be based off of their current momentum. So, they're not perfect, but you generally don't have to worry about a salvo missing so long as you've lined up the armor correctly. So this guy should be done for, and range. I've moved this guy way out of range, so he might not be 100% effective. You'll see missiles just disappear in thin air once their fuses are done. So we're going to want to bring you back underneath this guy. Yeah, about right there. Change his orientation. And we're going to try to finish off this destroyer here before moving on to the... I have no idea what that other ship's called. I think it's just simply called a beam ship. Did I set the priority right? Just a mere moment. I'm going to turn up the... if I can. Nope. Game's unusually quiet right now, which is strange. That's another thing I'll comment on. The soundtrack. I'm not the first to say it, but it's not a very heavy on like go kill, blow up the others kind of ships. It's very serene. You have all this debris and meteors and such are scattered around here. That's another thing you have to be careful with. You can path your ships into them, and they are an insta-kill. Rather embarrassing way to die. The thing about engaging a beam ship, now that we've gotten rid of the destroyer, we don't have to worry about orientation. We can just point directly at him. Your ships do have a certain field of view that is admittedly rather wide, but still has a limit to it, so there is a point at which they can no longer swivel, so being able to just simply point at the target and shoot them helps a lot. I think this guy's upside down, so this salvo should clip him. Generally, if we look at one of ours, the blue parts, the light blue part's good. That's where we're armored. The dark blue and the engines are where we're not armored. And it's not, nothing's guaranteed. I've seen ships take direct hits on the armor, particularly with torpedo rounds, and still just blow up. We're going to send this guy up really, really high because this guy is closing in. And because he's closing on him, we can afford to give this guy steep vertical movement. That might do it. I was talking about with the camera controls earlier. Mouse wheel doesn't zoom for some weird reason. It controls up and down. You zoom with S and W. We might be seeing an end to this. And he missed. Nope. There we go. One Talon Royal falls, and that is a victory. We should get some loot. Just slap it on one of our ships. They're both the same. Doesn't really matter. You okay, Anthony?
Yeah, someone just threw a Molotov and almost lit the dealer on fire.
You almost lit the dealer on fire.
Yes, the dealer.
Your science officer's birthday is spent at the Tangerine Gambling Resort. Hours later, in a drunken stupor, you've realized you've gambled away your entire flotilla. Well, that's it. Journey's over, guys. Nice having you with us.
What, you done? Lose?
The casino president offers a proposal. I can forego your debt if you agree to perform certain services for our casino. Accept the offer or fight your way out.
Oh shit, get up, bitch, get up, bitch, get up, bitch, get up, bitch.
I ain't no whore. 3 hours and 3,000 bullets later, you and your crew escape the casino. Oh, I thought there was going to be a space battle. The Flamingo's a shop. I don't see very much use for it, because it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. You have to send in 2 of your items for 1 of theirs, which is fine if you have an excess of loot, which we don't have right now, but loot's easy enough to come by in this game. We're just going to keep heading west. Ambushed by bandits suffering from space madness. So we'll hop into another battle right here. This time is 2 beam ships, so don't have to mess about with orientations, just move our guys to the right, and we'll engage in our pincer move. They're gonna turn to face belly up and get their cannons pointed towards us. We might get a lucky hit on him, but I wouldn't bet on it. Now, they actually moved straight ahead. Ah, there's the beam. And as you can see, it hasn't quite reached us, but it's about to. So I'm going to tell him to step back quite a bit, not in that exact direction. About right here-ish. And as vertical as you can go so that we can get above them. A little bit more planar movement. Damn it.
Ah, bitch, you just ran over one of my vehicles.
He might kill me. It's hard to judge the distance of those beams sometime, and they will mess you up. Up, 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 back, 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 up, up, up. Yeah, he's zeroing in on us. And you couldn't quite get him, could you? There we go. The Raven falls. This little meter is a smite meter. You kill enough people and you get a smite, which insta-kills someone, calling on the wrath of God or something. It's kinda, I don't want to say cheap, but like, it's a thing that you can use in a pinch. No priority target because there's only one target. What's going on with my vertical movement? What's going on with my camera? Okay, well, let's hope that's not within range. He is diving to attack the other guy. But he's effectively screwed because he has no way to defend against both of us as long as we stay on this flanking pattern. You can shoot yourself in this game, either by firing a bunch of shots and then maneuvering in front of those shots, or by placing your ships directly opposite of each other, which is sort of the objective, sort of not. Shots will pass the enemy and end up hitting where you, if you don't move them correctly. And as I said earlier, be careful of all this random debris. Some levels are worse than others. Later on, maybe we'll fight a battleship or something, and I'll show off one thing that I really like of this game is the philosophy of like skill over. Anthony, what would you call it? The reason you don't like in the RPG games.
Just like I don't know what to call it, but it's like it's not so much about your skill; it's about like what level you're on,
and what sort of items and things you are equipped with. Correct?
Yeah.
This game isn't like that. You could take these 2 destroyers and take out a battleship with them, following the basic philosophy of how to win a space battle. Where the hell is my other ship, and why is he not shooting?
There's nothing wrong with getting something that makes the fight easier. I don't know, for some reason this is the example that's coming to my head. You know, you play a game like Contra, you can beat the game with just the regular gun it gives you with in the beginning. You know, you get an easier time if you grab something like the Crusher missiles or the flamethrower. Well, depends on which game it is, but if you're gonna use a fucking flamethrower. Did you say your mic just really picked me up?
No, I think it picks you up, sort of. And I'm pretty sure I can boost it later.
I'll say this, you're pretty good at keeping constant commentary.
Thanks, I've gotten better at that over the years. You should watch my first ever Let's Play where half of it was silent.
Yeah, that's bound to happen, especially when you first you also seem to be a very more informative, like teach and tell the audience how to play the game. I try to get that stuff out of the way quick, and then just kind of just start talking about, not like how to play the game in terms of strategy, but just sort of about the game itself. I think Let's Plays are a great way to actually review the game too, and then sometimes I just think that maybe bring something up and make the audience laugh.
Well, this isn't like a general Let's Play. This is my side series, which I used to call Look At, and now I'm calling a Bit Of. This is a Bit of Flotilla.
What do you mean a bit of? Like what?
It's I don't commit to a series of videos on the showing off the game. It's in its semi-entirety. It's just a quick little, hey, look at this game. This is how you play. This is what it's about. It's a one and done type thing. I might return to Flotilla, but given the game's length, I don't see a reason to. Okay, so I've gotten myself into a situation where this guy's out of range, and he has no hope of killing him, but he's the only one that can kill him because of the way they're set up. So we're going to do a flanking maneuver and just bring him all the way down here, which will put him in range, but since this guy's dead set on killing my dude down here, I'm also going to take a risk and do, I think it's a flanking maneuver. No, that's the fast one. Just a barrage. I forget what it's called. And maybe we'll get lucky.
I'm sorry. Sorry, just something funny really happened in the game.
There we go, that's what I was talking about. It's like a 1 in 100 chance, but it worked out. And we got a new engine. We'll put it on our other guy, which hasn't been upgraded yet. Where do we want to go next? Not every event is a battle, and some of them lead into, I'll call them event chains, where you run into characters and you run into them again, and they punish you for your past deeds. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up into some trouble because of what we did to that casino. But we'll blow up that bridge when we get to it. The diplomat is killed. Your weapons officer is distraught. Captain, you've known me for 10 years. This isn't my fault. Huge amount of vagueness in the event, a whole sort of build your own story philosophy. I've never seen Saints Row lag like that.
There's just so much shit on the screen. It's bound to happen.
So, I can either turn him in or help him become a fugitive. I don't know how much it's up to me how much I like my weapons officer and everything. Craft your own story. I'm gonna help him become a fugitive. We'll become like these, we'll become the guys who screw everyone else over. The casino, the authorities, we're rogue. Which is gonna end up short on allies and probably dead. Dispose of his body, don't know how much this means to me. Oh, okay, great. Let's keep moving east, running away from our problems before they become bigger. There you are. My employee, the casino, wishes to express its sincere displeasure at your failure to pay its debt. Strictly business. Is that a rhino? We're fighting a World War I rhino.
What's a rhino, a tank?
No, like a rhino. They use amorphic animals to represent the characters in this game.
Why'd you say like a World War I rhino?
Because he's wearing one of those aviator helmets. In space, for some reason.
Oh. Well, you know, style. He wants to look good. He wants to look cool. Very fashionable.
We're very high up. We're also in the middle of a debris field. Last time I was in this situation, I killed myself. There we go, that's better. Yeah, and I will apologize one more time for the complete lack of any noise. Normally there's... No. I want to get above him and shoot at him. Again, these are beam targets. We've faced a lot of beam targets. They should be a bit more rare than this. That's one thing about this game. All of these events are scripted. Like, every time you face that particular space rhino or hippo suffering from space madness, it's always going to be 2 beam ships. Every time you face the guy we faced in the beginning, the slaver, it's always going to be a destroyer and a beam ship. Screw over the authorities, it's probably going to be a battleship. A lot of scripted stuff here, and after you get into like your 30th adventure, you're going to start seeing repeats, but whatever, there's only so much you can put into the game, and it's a little, I really want to say like indie title from like 2006. I'm worried I didn't path him correctly, and he's going to clink against this and blow up. Yeah, they're flipping over to show me their backs.
Sexy beasts.
I really hope they can hear you. I don't feel like fighting them, so I'm gonna click on the smite, and hopefully it'll blow up that one that's far away instead of the one that's gonna take me a couple turns to get to. We're gonna bring him over here. I have no idea what direction he's moving in, so we'll move you down here. Good. The one we wanted to die died. Thank you, Jesus.
You're welcome.
And again, I think I've passed one of them way too far away. And has yet to try and shoot at us. So we're just gonna back him up a bit with our focus fire, which in all honesty could get him killed. And this one we're gonna get right up under this guy and go as vertical as possible, which could also get him killed, depending on which direction he decides to go in. We are scoring some hits already, so I might be jumping the gun on this. Ah, he totally reversed direction. This could be bad for us.
You've gotta be fucking kidding me.
Wow, look at all those rear hits. And boom. Another fleet falls before us. What happened? Oh, God took one of the kills. Whatever, fair enough. So, I think I want higher fire rate on the higher movement rate. 120, 120. This video is gonna... I normally die by now. I was expecting to die by now. Your salvage crew explores the Stone Sun, a derelict warship. Captain, we hear something sounds like a crying child or a howling dog. Well, which is it? Not letting you leave because you hear some noise. Continues exploring. The Bruja! The Brew! The radio cuts out and they are never heard from again. So we lost some crew members, which doesn't really have any sort of effect on us. We are up here. We have one more planet to unlock on this side. You encounter a penguin bounty hunter in the casino. Send me to take that out. Nothing new or interesting here, just some beam ships, so I'm gonna cut this.
Fuck! Fuck you!
Holy shit, we are doing a lot of frontal damage. I'd be so pissed if that happened to me. I've actually been fairly competent today and haven't taken a single hit. And now that I said that, I'm sure I've jinxed myself. Of course, fighting beam ships, a single hit normally kills you, so... Damn it, well... He has a family, Mr. Red. Yep, he's gonna get sawed in half.
Hey, you gonna put my channel link in the description? Promote me!
If you want. I didn't know you cared about... Wow, that just happened right in time.
Did I tell you, apparently I'm somewhat famous among the,
Wrestling group?
No, among the fans I piss off.
Well, yeah, that's a given. wait, so, like, you're infamous on the internet?
No, somewhat, yeah. There's this stupid Google Plus thing where, like, a bunch of these crybabies go to hang out and circle jerk. And one of the guys who, like, commented on my video and I had, like, a massive flame war with because he wouldn't shut up and leave me alone and wouldn't give me an answer to the question I ever asked.
Okay, now he's moving up.
I have answered you. Like, he posted screenshots or whatever of, like, our conversation, and he was all calm. He's like, wrecked. Oh, man, I totally own this guy and whatever. It's like, dude, I can't believe you take fucking winning a YouTube comment war this seriously.
Wait, did he win?
No, he did. Well,
I mean, like, who gives a shit, but...
Well, then, yeah, that's a better answer. Sorry. But, I mean, like, yeah, sorry. I just made myself out to look like a big, fat fucking faggot. But, basically what my next video is going to be about. I'm just going to be, like, exposing them and making fun of these crybabies.
Am I still recording? Thank God. Nothing worse than recording a half-hour episode and then realizing none of it came through. Because, like, you set up the hotkey wrong.
Yeah, so how long have you been recording? This is going on a bit long.
I was expecting the adventure to end by now.
Yeah, I try not to.
But there's gonna be a lot of cutting.
I try not to. Well, I mean, if you're into the cutting and the editing and this and that.
I'm not. I hate doing it, but anything to make the video work. I might shoot myself here. Nope, I got 2 bottom hits. So, one thing I haven't showed off yet is this view playback button actually allows you to go back in like real time and pause and zoom and such and such. It's amazing. It's lovely. So we'll just give ourselves a little real-time recap. My voice. I have like a fucking lisp. I think it's all representative. Yeah, the explosions and stuff. Beautiful, they died. Let's go. Another thing I'm slightly surprised at, we haven't unlocked any new ships. Which is kind of disappointing, and I would have loved to show off a battleship. Real quick, we'll get out of this game. Because there is this fun little skirmish thing. Can I get rid of this? Well, we'll just give myself nothing, and then we'll have another computer player. We'll give you a battleship, we'll give you a battleship, we'll give you a battleship, we'll give you a drone.
You get a battleship.
A proto-fighter, a destroyer. And we'll get this started. I'm just gonna sit back here and not do anything and watch these guys fucking go.
How do you like me to go?
So yeah, these are battleships. They fire these little machine guns, which don't really do anything as long as you point your armor in the correct direction. And then you got torpedoes, which will fuck you up. But as I was talking about, like, a team of 2 destroyers probably won't be able to take on 3 battleships, but you generally don't have to face 3 battleships in the campaign. It's usually a battleship and a support ship. So, and 2 destroyers can easily take that on if they're smart about it. And I like that about this game. There's no, like, weird difficulty progression, such and such. It's all skill-based. So, as my, I'll call him a co-commentator stated earlier, this has dragged on for quite a while, so we're going to be ending it. Thank you for joining me, comrades. Sayonara.
Adios.